Back in December, Eric Kuffel from the Bainham Hop Farm in Richfield, Ohio, stopped in at the Beachland Vintage Store, and we got to talking. We started talking about perhaps doing a Beachland beer at some point, and he wanted to use his hop farm and thought that we could make up a Beachland brew at some point, and I was not sure how much we could sell right off the bat because we really were not open at that point. We've been on and off a little bit, but we've mostly been closed since March. So we sort of put it as a down the road kind of project. But then I got a call from Eric a day or two later with a concept of involving not just the Beachland, but some of the other independent music venues. The concept was to come up with a beer that would have a can designed by each of the participating music venues. And we got the ball rolling in sometime in early December, and here it is, the end of January, and we're canning the beer, and it should be officially released on February 1st and in stores the following week. Well, this was, originally the idea was to maybe do something just with the Beachland, but then Eric, again from the Bainham Hop Farm, came up with the concept of doing the 4 breweries, which I love, or the 4 venues, excuse me. And I love that, the sort of the one for all for one spirit, because all of these venues are struggling. I mean, we certainly are, and in these times, each of these venues is trying to figure out their own way to survive for a year or two with little or no shows, and he picked, I think, the 4 venues that he was personally going to see shows, and I felt it was a good representation of the Cleveland music venues. We gave each venue the opportunity to come up with their own can design. And so for the Beachland, we used our in-house graphic artist and webmaster, Jeff Agneberg, designed our can. It features a Godzilla image, which is an image that we've used a lot this year, but he custom designed a label particularly for this project, and we were delighted at how it came out. Each of the venues got to pick their own artist. The Grog Shop went to Jake Kelly, who is a well-known artist, poster artist for doing flyers and posters for shows at the Grog Shop. We've also done hundreds at the Beachland with Jake, but so the Grog Shop went with a Jake Kelly design. It comes out, it really looks like a Jake Kelly design. It's got the black and white feature that he already has, but with a little bit of color flourish thrown into it. I think it came out really well. And the Happy Dog chose Tony Cross to do their art. He's I believe he works still at the Happy Dog and is a musician in town, plays in some really great bands, and he did their logo. And then for Mahal's, Haley from Mahal's came up with their design. And they're all very colorful, and in the mixed 4-pack that these are going to be sold in, it's a pretty unique looking package. I can't ever remember seeing anything quite like it. Well, the music venues need help in any way that they can right now, because most of them are frankly closed right now or operating at a really limited way. So anything that brings revenue in for these venues right now is really important. When this beer is all sold, and what I've heard is that this whole first run is going to sell out immediately, the revenues after costs will be divided among the 4 venues. We're also setting it up so that venues can take beers to sell on their own, and then we can get additional revenues by the difference between the wholesale price that we'll be buying at and the retail price that it will be sold for at the venue itself. For Beachland, we are going to do an event on February 6th, open house at the Beachland, where you can come and buy 4-packs or I think cases. We'll also be open at our bar for a very special event that day, where people can consume on premises that day in a socially distanced way, of course. So there's sort of two potential revenue streams. The net proceeds will be divided evenly among the 4 venues, and then the venues that want to hustle a little harder and can sell some more on the I guess it would be the retail end, can get a few additional dollars that way. So it looks promising. I mean, in these winter months, any little bit of money that comes in, it pays for the small staffs that the venues are going. It keeps everybody afloat so we have better times when we can get back to being what we really know how to do, which is to present great shows, great music, and rock and roll and all the other styles that these venues feature. Really we miss the music, and really we miss the community of all the people that come to the shows. I miss that greatly. We have our challenging audiences, and even some of our challenging audiences, I miss those people because I just miss doing what we do, which is to present shows and create an environment for people to come and have a good time and hear music. I think this beer is going to go well with indie rock, punk rock, outlaw country, jam bands. Any of the music that we put on is going to go well with beer, and I think you can really drink this beer to any kind of music, whether you're at a venue or listening to records at home. This is a collaboration between the 4 venues and the Batum Hop Farm, and then the Jolly Scholar, which is a brewery at Case Western. It's like a brew pub. And he actually came up with the recipe, and then it was brought to Sibling Revelry for the brewing and canning. But I want to make sure that we get Matt Van from Jolly Scholar his due here, because they've really produced a great beer, and he took care of a lot of the details here. He knows how to do all the dot your I's and cross your T's legally, and everything that has to be on the can. So all we really had to do was find the artist to supply the art, but there was a nice template created. Matt was very helpful in all the regs, and also a talented brewer who came up with this, which is a lager, but it's with an extra dry hop process, so it's got a little extra kick to it. It's plenty tasty, but it also feels like you could put a few of these down if you were so inclined.